Welcome back to another episode of Southern Indiana Now. I'm Sean Hildreth, your producer, and this week we're exploring Jennings County. Kelly and I went over and went to North Vernon and Vernon and explored some really great businesses and places to play and places to eat. So enjoy this week's episode. Thanks to Prosser Career Education Center for sponsoring us, and here we go.
And we're back on Southern Indiana Now. We are talking with Brad today with the Jennings County Historical Society in Vernon, Indiana, just a short drive away. And of course, if you haven't visited Vernon, Indiana, there's so much history here. You can feel it literally when you walk in this building. So Brad, let's talk about where we're standing. Tell me about the facility here and some little maybe known things that people don't realize.
Well, thank you, Kelly. We're standing in the North American House that was started in 1838 as a tavern, as a stop for the railroad, because the railroad was the first overpass west of the Alleghenies, and it meant a lot of traffic prior to North Vernon having anything. This was the stop. And the house had been used as a tavern, rooming house, boarding house, and then as residential and some commercial. But in 1961, Our Heritage Inc. became the Historical Society and purchased it and started the renovation and the collection and putting everything that we have in here.
Wow.
And there are artifacts dating back well before 1838, but also most everything from the period, but it's focused on Jennings County history.
I love that. So let's talk about it has quite a North American influence in here. So let's talk about all the things that are related to that history.
Oh, there's so much, and then so much art that we collect as well. We recently had an exhibit on T.C. Steele. If you've heard of that name, of course. He had a studio here in Vernon in between his time in Brookville and Brown County, had a studio here, and so many of the paintings are from Vernon. And there's quite a collection of them done around the Muscatatuck. So we have a lot of art from him and from Dalton Balzer. Our big programs, if you will, though, our Sassafras Festival, which was just 2 weeks ago, when we made 1,000 pies and sell them through the Bake Center, and have programs going on, reenactors on the courthouse lawn reenacting the Civil War, I shouldn't say
Keeping history alive. Yeah.
Keeping history alive. The Freetown Village Singers were here, and everybody loved what they did for us. And that is our big event, and it's our biggest fundraiser, and it's really a living history.
Absolutely. Well, when you walk in here, you can definitely tell history is alive. And of course, behind us is the Muscatatuck pottery. I didn't even know they made pottery.
There was a company called Muscatatuck Pottery, no longer in business, but they're very collectible. From the time period that I think it was in the 40s, 50s, and 60s.
So what's some fun facts that when you tell them, they go, what? I had no idea. Is there some fun things through here that you just particularly love or have a fondness of?
Well, as much as anything, it's the whole town and Jennings County history. There's a place called Tunnel Mill not too far out of town that is considered, at the time, was considered one of the engineering marvels of the world because they made a channel between the oxbow of the river so they could run a mill. Vernon itself is very unique in its history. It has the first park in the state of Indiana. And it still lives under its charter from 1851 that was upheld in the Court of Appeals that sets us up separately for voting and also some of our offices. But in here, we could go around. We have 3 stories, and we have so many things to look at and things that have been brought to us by teachers especially. And we do a lot of school tours. But there's a case up there as you came in that's full of arrowheads.
Now, did anyone ever live here?
Oh, yeah. One of the guys that was at the festival came back here and said right where we're standing right now is his bedroom. And he's about my age. Yeah.
So, wow, a lot of great history. You could check it out. You have some events coming up?
We have the Home and Garden Tour coming up again, which is countywide, and it is coming on Saturday, June the 20th, 9 to 5. Then we'll have Sue Livers back again. She's been with us before on August the 16th, 3 p.m., discussing Black history. She's a Black historian involved with Unitarian College in Jefferson County quite a bit, and she's been here before with us. And then the big thing we'll have coming then is in October, the third Friday and Saturday in October, is the Ghost Walk and the Mystery Dinner.
Oh.
And the Ghost Walk is always a great thing because it's put on entirely by middle school drama students, and they will set up skits all over town. And as it gets dark, we will bring people in, tell them a brief story, take them out in groups, and they'll walk all the way through town and back, and sometimes see as many as 12 different skits.
Okay. No, ghosts, no, not guaranteed, right?
Ghosts are not guaranteed.
Although people, like you mentioned, do say that this place might be haunted.
I've heard that story. I've not had any dealings with it, but everybody talks about Hector.
Everybody talks about Hector. Okay,
Hector.
so maybe you'll get to see him. And then what a lot of people also don't realize is there is a working blacksmith shop here.
There's a working blacksmith
So let's
shop
talk about that.
right out back. It's been a man named Ray Cease, who passed away a couple years ago, started it and really built it up, and it's still being used. I think every second Saturday it's open to the public, and it is truly, again, it's living history in a lot of ways because it's a dying art, but they'll do a lot of craftsmen and artwork.
Wow. Come see it. Definitely get scheduled, do a visit. Brad, what's the easiest way folks can do that?
We're open to the public Wednesday through Friday from 10 to 4, but we're open by appointment as well. And then, of course, anytime we have any of our festivals, the building is open for tours.
Makes sense.
And then we, as I said, we do school tours. We'll arrange any tours for groups.
And you have a murder mystery dinner?
That's part of the Ghost Walk, is the mystery dinner. That's
Okay.
done at the same time. And if you said you have been
I've
there,
been it several years
and
ago.
it's
yes.
quite an event. And we do 2 or 3 shows depending on the attendance, but they're always sold out because it's such a big hit for people.
All right, I love it. Definitely check it out, Vernon, Indiana. We'll be back right here. I'm Kelly Trask.
Hi, I'm Emery Jones, Career Education Coordinator at Prosser Career Education Center in New Albany. Are you ready to build your future? At Prosser, you'll explore 29 hands-on, high-wage programs, from aviation to culinary, welding to cybersecurity, all designed to launch real careers or college success. Prosser is located at 4202 Charlestown Road, New Albany, Indiana. Need help? Call our main office at 812-542-8508 or visit your school counselor today to learn more. Prosser, where your future begins.
We're back on Southern Indiana Now. We're hanging out in Vernon, Indiana, talking with Miss Karen from Perceptions. Super excited about a lot of events happening here, especially with all the things that you do as far as connecting with the community. But let's take a step back and what is Perceptions? What do you do here? And then tell me about some of the fun events you have right around the corner.
A lot of things going on. We have summer programming. So if we back up to what Perceptions is and what it does, Perceptions, Yoga, Mindfulness, and Art, which is a big mouthful of what's going on, but it's what we do. So the mindfulness, we work into everything. Art itself is a mindful activity. It kind of slows people down. And even if they think they're not artistic, we can get them to do some things. From little kids, where we have a lot of little kid programming from pre-K through high school age. And high school age, we have classes all year round, and then some specials. But summer is mostly K through 6, some preschool. So Tuesdays and Wednesdays we're full of programming for kids. Miss Nora's inside the classroom space upstairs here at Perceptions right now working on a mural project. So creative aging classes as well as Art for a Year, which happens throughout the year, one class a month. So there's always specials that are coming up. We're going to be working at Tripton Park soon, or this Saturday, doing some art.
Yeah, going to be fun.
So the mindfulness, the art, and then of course the yoga classes, where I think between Charlotte and myself, we had 60 classes last month.
Oh,
of
yeah, that is a lot of yoga.
Okay. It's a lot of movement.
That is a lot of movement. So let's talk about the different types of art people can make.
Oh, everything.
Okay.
Everything. So
I know we walked in this room, there was a painted floor mat on the ground. You're like, we're going to paint this. I was like, oh, I didn't think about that floor mat as being art. But there you go.
Painted floor mat. That's what we're going to do at Tripton Park this weekend. Along with, we have some plein air painting kits that people can come and just get their canvas, they get their paint, and a little helpful hints of how to do it. And then we'll be set up, and if they need help, then I'll be
saying, no, she can make jewelry.
Right. This is something left over from an art show. So as well as the wooden bowls. So in our one of the cool things that we do is an art show every month, with the exception of November, December, where we bring everybody back. So we have about 30 to 40 artists that come in for our holiday show.
Wow.
So some of these things just stay around after the holiday show, and last week we sold a bowl. So it just depends on who walks in the door and what we have,
These are
going on.
absolutely gorgeous. I love that. The art and the love that went into making this is just spectacular.
Yeah. So this place itself, it's an 1839 building, and it's attracted artists like throughout time. Patty Cooper Wells, who just had a show here, she works down in Madison, does some mural work and just artwork in general. She had a show here last month, but she lived here, and she had a gallery here in the 90s called the Glass Onion Gallery. Prior to that, 1970s, it was Muscatatuck pottery. And it's a cool story about this was in my studio at home for 20 some years.
Okay.
And then we get this building, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have the actual shingle that used to hang.
Wow.
So it came back home.
Yeah.
It's an artistic kind of place. The building likes artists.
Yeah, it absolutely does. Well, meant to be.
Yeah.
So are you. Get connected here, and I'll definitely be back right here on Southern Indiana Now. I'm Kelly Trask.
Wherever you go, our stations have your music, local news, local sports, and local weather covered. 95.3 WUME brings you today's best hits, along with Paoli sports, local news, and weather. 98.7 WSCZ plays the timeless favorites from the 60s, 70s, and 80s, as well as local weather and Orleans high school sports. And 96.9 WKLO keeps it country with all your favorite classic country hits, plus Corridon and North Harrison high school sports, as well as local news and weather. Your soundtrack for Southern Indiana is found on 95.3 WUME, 98.7 WSEZ, and 96.9 WKLO.
And we're back on Southern Indiana Now in beautiful North Vernon, Indiana. Of course, located in Jennings County. I'm here with Autumn with Main Street. Of course, we're on part of Main Street, but Main Street's large here in North Vernon, so you definitely want to come check it out. Autumn, you guys have so much going on, and we're going to talk about what life is like here just on the weekends. People get a good idea, but tell me about a big event you have coming up more towards the end of the month.
Yes, we have our Main Street Live coming up on May 23rd. It is a live concert happening downtown. We're having a Mellencamp tribute band that night from 8 to 10, but then the whole day we'll have vendors, food trucks, bounce houses for kids. We're working on getting some yoga on the street, stuff like that.
Okay, well, speaking of that, of course, you have that event coming up May 23rd, but the summer fun doesn't stop there. That's just the party getting started.
It does not. We have 3 Main Street Mondays this year, so those are farmers markets that happen Monday night out here on the plaza, on Madison Avenue, and then we have food trucks for those, events for the kids, all of that stuff, and then we do a Touch a Truck on June 20th. Where we bring trucks and big fun cars downtown that all the kids can come hang out on. And then we'll end our summer off with another Main Street Live with a Billy Joel and Elton John tribute band.
Okay.
So
all right.
that one will be really fun. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So when you're not having big parties, people can still come down and enjoy Main Street on a beautiful day and just check it out. And what are kind of things you could stroll along the brick pathways here?
Yeah, we have 98 businesses in our downtown district, so plenty of places to eat, grab some coffee, ice cream, all of those things. We are located very close to the quarry here in Jennings County also, so you can grab some coffee, go walk at the quarry, come get lunch, head to Tripton. There's a lot of things to do downtown.
Yeah, okay. So what's in Tripton?
So Tripton is a park. There's if you are into Frisbee golf, there's a lot of those. There's a playground for the kids, a pond, all kinds of things. You can go fishing there. It's a lot of fun over there.
All right, lots to do and see here in North Vernon, Indiana. If you'd like more information about how you can plan a fun weekend or a day trip, whatever the case is, what's the best way people can reach out?
Yeah, you can reach out to us on our North Vernon Main Street Facebook. Give us a call at 812-592-1425 or send us an email at info@northvernonmainstreet.
So tell me about Art on Main. That's a big, exciting event.
Yes, so Art on Main is an initiative we're doing downtown. So people can submit their artwork and we're going to print them and put them on the light bulb banners.
Oh, okay.
So we have 50 banners that they will go up. People can submit their artwork to us at any of our emails. Come drop them off here at our office in our pink mailbox. And so once those go up, that is in partnership with the Indiana Arts. And then we also are working on getting the downtown businesses to put up flowers in the windows, all kinds of things. So really, we're gonna have a Main Street in bloom is what our summer is gonna be.
All right, it's gonna be fun. If you'd like to submit art, you can do that by?
You can email us at director@northvernonmainstreet.org. Come drop it off here off Stellar Plaza, downtown North Vernon.
We'll be back right here. I'm Kelly Trask.
Hi, I'm Emery Jones, Career Education Coordinator at Prosser Career Education Center in New Albany. Are you ready to build your future? At Prosser, you'll explore 29 hands-on, high-wage programs, from aviation to culinary, welding to cybersecurity, all designed to launch real careers or college success. Prosser is located at 4202 Charlestown Road, New Albany, Indiana. Need help? Call our main office at 812-542-8508 or visit your school counselor today to learn more. Prosser, where your future begins.
Welcome back to Southern Indiana Now. We are hanging out in beautiful North Vernon, Indiana, and of course located in Jennings County. We're talking with Patty with North Civic
Park Theater.
Park Theater. Okay,
Park
we'll get all of
Theater,
it up.
Civic Center,
Yeah, it's in there. You know, give it a Google, you'll find it. All right, so we are standing in not only just a historic building, which a lot of history if these walls could talk, but the fascinating story is what it looked like beforehand.
That's right.
So as you're looking at this picture right now that Sean is showing you, it has come a long way from that moment.
Yes.
Let's talk about how your family got involved. And
Well, behind Chuck is my mom and dad, and they were the inspiration. When my mom looked at this and would look at it, she didn't see that.
Yeah.
In her mind, she saw this. And she went on a crusade, said, we're going to do it. She talked to everyone and was our cheerleader. She had the vision, the mission, and the determination that we were not going to fail, and wanted to bring this back to the community as a gift to the kids.
Yeah.
And to the community. She remembered it. I'm 7 generations on both sides of my family here. And she remembered in World War II coming to the park and hearing the newsreels and the news of the war and of the day. This is where we all were. I can remember as 10 years old where I sat to see Journey to the Center of the Earth in the 60s. It closed in the late 1960s and went into disrepair. And I get it. Looking at what it looked like, you would think, well, it needs to just be demolished, the rest of it. But she said, we're going to open it back up. So I did the business plan of that we could not build it back to the way it was. It would be no value just to have movies and 600 seats. So we do Broadway shows here with local regional talent. We bring some of the best entertainment of concerts. We've had Jeff Daniels, the entertainer, Sam Bush. We do a variety. We've had the Glenn Miller Orchestra. And then we do our local groups also. We've got our Bluegrass Festival next weekend. And so it's a labor of love. And a lot of people to this day come in and remember their first date in the old park back then. But now we're making new memories for the kids. And we stay focused. We don't do a Broadway show unless there's lots of kids in it. And we do free movies all summer on Wednesdays, 10 and 2, so that our families can afford to come see a movie on the big screen.
yeah, I love that. So
Yes.
super fun. You're also known for your
Our best
popcorn.
best popcorn.
I
People
smelled it in the parking lot. Yeah.
Stop by, even if they're not coming to the show. Maybe they've already seen the movie, but they'll come and they're having movie night at their house or watching the football game. They'll stop by and buy popcorn.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right. So if people would like to get connected or find out more about your scholarship program or donations or volunteers,
Yes,
it's ran by
yes.
volunteers, correct?
Yes, the whole, we have no paid staff and never have. We reopened in October of 2003. And the only time we were shut down was COVID. And due to donations, we do a variety. People stop by, they donate. It's amazing the community's love and support for this building and what we're doing.
Absolutely. Where can they go online to find it?
We have a Facebook page. Our website is under construction right now. And we are, so you can go in the Park Theater Civic Center. We put all our up-to-date information on that. We've got some exciting things coming that I'm not at liberty to
sounds like
talk
a part
about
two
right now. That is going to make it even more wow for the community. We had over 35,000 people in the Park Theater last year. So it's become regional. And it's affordable. Our tickets are $5 for a movie and 12 and under $3. So we're not a wealthy community, and the whole thing is that it's affordable.
Yeah, we love that. You'll love it too. Make sure you check it out. You can, of course, come to the Park Civic Community Theater here in North Vernon, Indiana.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
We hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Southern Indiana Now. If you have ideas for future shows, if you want us to go visit a business you love or highlight a person in your community making a difference, send the name along to southernindiananow@gmail.com. And hopefully we'll see him on an upcoming episode. Thanks for joining us, and thanks to Prosser Career Education Center for sponsoring this episode. Take care, and we'll see you again soon.